This is our Persimmon Island project, phase 2. We started pulling out the autumn olive. We cut that and dragged it out, and the honeysuckle that Bob pulled out with the tractor last year has grown back nice and low. So yesterday we sprayed that with an herbicide to kill it before it gets out of hand again. Our pecan tree, we freed that up from the honeysuckle and multi-flora rose, and the sycamore tree is in the background there. The native goldenrod and Bidens came up this year after we pulled out all the honeysuckle that had grown up over everything, and the multi-flora rose. Bob cut a path into the middle of the persimmon grove so that we could have a way to drag out all the autumn olive and other cedar trees that we're going to cut out of there. It's a nice little area with some nice soil in there. This is the south end of it. It still has some smooth sumac standing there, but unfortunately that's going to have to go. Bob will bush hog that down so that we can get in there and cut that other autumn olive that's hiding there behind it. This is the east side of the persimmon grove. We found a large Callery pear there that we cut back. I was able to cut it back with my chainsaw, and Bob will have to come in with his larger chainsaw to get it. We think that tree there may be a hackberry. We'll have to wait until the spring when it leaves out and see if we can identify it for sure. There's all the stuff we dragged out of there yesterday. Multi-flora rose, Callery pear, autumn olive, non-native invasive plants. Still got a lot of work to do in here. Pretty sure we're going to cut out all of those cedar trees in there though. And then we will have to take a look and see which persimmon trees also have to come out. If they're too crowded with each other, they don't grow well. It's a shame. The autumn olive and the multi-flora rose and everything in there really provide some nice wildlife cover, but we're looking at replacing all of that now with ninebark and spicebush. Throw in some river oats to try to help keep the non-native invasive species from growing. We also found some winter creeper that I've sprayed. This is fragrant sumac. It's a native, very beneficial for wildlife cover and food. It's a volunteer here. So we're going to leave that as well. That will spread around as also now that the autumn olive has been cut back. There's the stumps of one of the autumn olives that I cut back. It's been growing in there for years apparently. And you can see it got quite large. The persimmon trees were have really gotten big as well. There's a few other native trees on this end of the north end of it. It's cherry trees. We think that's a wild plum there and that we will leave. And once we get all that, the cedar trees and everything else out, we'll be putting in some native shrubs. And hopefully we'll be able to do that by next fall.